Okay, we're going to hear from the drones groups. We're going to start with the pros of drones. Please welcome them.
So far, over 2,000 leaders of terroristic organizations have been killed by drones. Here's a picture of an American soldier in Afghanistan throwing a recon drone. Most of you may not know what drones are. Drones are a pilotless, remote-controlled aircraft or missile used for surveillance or targeted killing. However, the U.S. was not the first to create drone technology. Back in the late 1840s in Austria, drones were first used as pilotless balloons with bombs attached to them to drop on attacking enemies. But modern drones can be traced throughout World War I throughout the 20th century. But they served as surveillance up to that point. But because of the attacks in September 11, and the mass hysteria they caused, they were created to combat terroristic threats. So now in the U.S., there are two types of lethal drones, the MQ-1B Predator and the MQ-9 Reaper. Drones like those prove to be helpful by saving lives, cost, and political action.
Drones are advanced planes that do not require a pilot, but instead are remote controlled by a drone operator. They serve many purposes in businesses and in the military, including delivering items, carrying out targeted killings, and surveying areas. As drones continue to increase in number, the United States Congress is working to pass a bill allowing the use of them, but not everyone supports this legislation. The use of drone technology by the United States has led to many problems and concerns regarding hacking, invasion of privacy, and civilian casualties, making drones a huge liability for our country. In order to prevent these problems, strict rules and regulations need to be applied to the use of drone technology.
Thus far, nearly 7,000 United States military personnel have been killed in the War on Terror from 2001 until the present. Their deaths have been caused by ambushes and traps, but more people don't need to die. Drones are capable of and are used for the location of such hazards. And armed drones, the ones that actually carry out the strikes, are in no danger at all from these hazards. Even if a drone is shot down, there is no human pilot whose life is in danger. The drones greatly reduce, and in some cases even eliminate, the need for Americans to put their lives at risk. Drones allow more of our American heroes, like this man, to come home safely to their families.
In 2011, a United States drone was hacked into by the Iranian government. Iran brought down the drone into their territory and breached U.S. information. Soon after, the U.S. realized that that was not the only drone of theirs that was hacked into, when only 2 weeks later, a drone was lost in the Indian Ocean. It was traced back to Iran. If this drone had fallen over land, it's possible that innocent people could have died. Hacking is dangerous in all fields of drone use. If even very advanced military drones can be hacked into, then it is expected when big businesses start to use a large number of drones, they will be very easy to hack into. As the number of business drones flying in the sky increases, the chance that terrorists would be able to hack into or even wreck a drone of this kind increases too. Drones, however useful in some aspects, are very dangerous and if implemented in the United States, need to have very strict laws about their use.
Drones are cheaper than other conventional flights using pilots and other such uses. The Predator drone costs $3,000 per flight for about 24 hours of flight. The other flight methods, the F-35 Lightning, using a pilot, can only fly for about 8 hours and cost about $97,000 to fly, making drones cheaper to fly, keeping other people safe.
In December of 2013, a drone strike in Yemen targeting an 11-vehicle convoy killed over a dozen civilians. Drone strikes like these by the United States government are often acted on bad intel. Inside of the United States, drones could be used to spy on anyone. Strict rules and regulations need to be applied to both the use of drones by the government and civilians. Many states already have these types of regulations. For instance, in Idaho, it is illegal for someone to photograph property without the owner's consent. In many states, police require warrants in order to track suspects or photograph crime scenes using drones. Currently in Virginia, there is a 2-year suspension on the use of drones by the police, except in times of emergency, so they can make the needed rules and regulations.
According to an IVN US research, over 3,000 extremist operatives have been killed since President Obama had taken office. In accordance to the aftermath of September 11th, the Bush administration ordered a campaign of targeted killing against suspected groups of Al-Qaeda and other armed groups. It is proven that drones help by protecting the US and decimating terroristic threats. For example, Haqqi Mulad Messed, the head of the Pakistani Taliban, was killed by a drone in October of 2013. But people may say, oh, these drones are bad, they're killing these people. They're killing terrorists, people that are threatening our country, our neighbors, our children. We're just trying to prevent that.
In the war in Iraq in 2004, 2 United States military drones crashed into each other. A similar incident happened a year later in 2005 when a drone collided with a fellow American helicopter near the military base just north of Baghdad. Once a drone is programmed to carry out a specific job at a certain target, it will follow through with that plan. Since drones do not have a pilot available to assess the situation, they may be crashing into buildings or vehicles, or harming innocent civilians when plans change and the target is moved. This is why drone technology is often insufficient. This is also why getting a permit to fly a drone can take several weeks, and there are strict rules for flying them. Strict rules and regulations need to continue to be applied to the uses of drone technology to prevent these accidents from happening.
In conclusion, drones can be used for many great things, including in many civilian lives. Like here, you see the Amazon drone, which is in development to deliver packages faster and cheaper than ever before, getting your products to you within days. In other ways, you can use them as entertainment. You can have them play music for you with programs, or as you see in the Olympics, they had them for camera uses, streaming live HD fast-acting cameras that could follow the athlete anywhere they went as quickly as it could, then faster than a human. Thank you.
When making the decision to open up United States airspaces for the use of drones to the public, extreme caution needs to take place. Drone software used by big companies would need to be checked regularly to make sure they are up-to-date and secure. Technology that can be put on drones would also have to be checked to make sure they cannot breach anyone's privacy. Technology continually needs to be improved to make sure drones cannot collide mid-air and potentially harm civilians on the ground. Once these improvements can be made, drone use will be safer towards the public.
That's terrific. It was the first year we did drones, and the information on both sides was so strong.
Very good.